not have to struggle in order to receive love or to live an abundant life. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Try Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So with that being said, there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself. So always and only take what resonates, as well as leave the rest, and grab your pen and your paper and be prepared to take notes. With that being said, there's this misconception that when you want love, you have to have your heart broken, that if you want healthy relationships, you have to go through abuse psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and even financially. And it's just like, where is the correlation? If you want to experience something, you don't have to struggle. That's not the only way. Like, there's multiple ways to do anything, but over here, as your favorite mental health specialist, we're here to motivate, educate, and inform, and, try to make these videos fun and entertaining, but we're not here to struggle or suffer. So in this video, we're going to go over 5 recommendations on what you need to be aware of and how you can receive the things you want without degrading yourself, without sacrificing yourself, and allowing people and places and things to manipulate you and gaslight you, as well as 5 things to be aware of. So the first couple of disclaimers you need to be aware of is that when you want something, you're allowed to receive it. Like, you don't need an explanation on why you want something, because you know why. So when you want something, you are allowed to receive it. So say that when I want something, I'm allowed to receive it. When you want something, you're allowed to receive it. Now, of course, disclaimer, I'm not here to promote negativity, low vibrational, hurting, and harming. So if you want things that are out of malicious intent, spiteful, revenge, to hurt and harm yourself and others intentionally, I'm not condoning that. But if you have a positive mindset, if you do the right thing, if you believe in integrity, you have morals, and you're confident and you're an honest person, then yes, that's what I mean. You'll reap the benefits. You'll reap the benefits regardless. That's why it's really important to be a good person, okay? But topic of the video, when you want like a new car, or you want to become healthy, if you want something, like I said, that's going to elevate you, because that's what we talk about over here, that's going to inform you and make you a better person, why would you not be able to receive it? And why do you feel like you have to struggle? I know a lot of people are used to struggling and suffering, but as somebody who's been very fortunate for the first 28 years of my life, and I'm talking about extremely fortunate, you don't have to struggle. You're allowed to want certain things in your life because you're deserving of it. You don't have to explain why you want certain things in your life. Just because you may not see other people around you in your community, in your family, or in your friends, or people that you know immediately have it, doesn't mean that it's impossible or that it's not obtainable for you to reach, or that you're not capable of it. Because the reason why we want certain things is because when it's good for you, of course, and you end up receiving it, is because it's mutual. So that's the second thing. When you want something, it wants you back. You never have to go out your way to force yourself, or to chase, or to seem desperate, or, like I said, jump through hurdles and circles. So that goes with relationships, whether that's your family, your friends, your coworkers, people that you're intimate with. If you have to play tug of war, if you have to play games, if people can't accept rejection, they're not for you. As grown adults, like I said, I'm 28. Grown adults, and grown adult, honestly, it doesn't have to be a specific age. It doesn't have to be black, white, Hispanic, Asian, a hey, a gay, a them, she, we, EFG. It doesn't have to be any of those things. It's how you carry yourself. As grown adults, and as I surround myself with grown adults, I don't have conversations and I don't converse with people who can't respect boundaries or respect certain things in one another. Like, we have to be on the same page, even with you guys. Everyone is not my target audience. Like, when people go out their way to force themselves or try to project and deflect onto you, all you have to realize is that you're not for me. This is not for you. And remove yourself. What you want wants you back. And once again, you don't need explanation, because you know why you want certain things. So that's the third thing. Be intentional about what you want. When you learn to be intentional about what you want, if you don't have all the resources, if you don't have all the tools, if you don't have all the knowledge and experience, as you put in the work, as you show up, as you take the steps, as you put yourself out there, as you have faith, God, ancestors, universe, take what resonates, you will get the information in due time, in due season. You have to be educated. You have to be committed. That's the fourth thing. If you're not committed about what it is that you want, how are you going to get it? Like, a lot of people believe in faking it till you make it. I don't condone that. We're practical over here. It's nothing delusional about wanting healthy relationships, wanting to live a certain lifestyle when you don't come from that. And that's going to be the fifth thing. And that's going to be starting off with the recommendations. It's okay to want things that maybe you're not used to having, that you've seen. Because Once again, if you see people, let's just say, drive a specific car that you want, if you see people have a body that you want, if you see people have degrees, or if you see people, or you know people, that are influencers or celebrities or business owners, or they have their doctorates, or they have a business, if you see it with your eyes, right, then it's meant for you to experience it for yourself, and it's a possibility. Like, you cannot doubt yourself when you want something. You have to be 100% committed. You can't be 50-50. So the first recommendation, in order for you to not struggle, is understand what is the responsibility that comes with what you want. So for example, if you want to lose weight, you have to understand there are certain responsibilities that you have to start becoming aware of. If you want to lose a significant amount of weight, or you want to gain a significant amount of weight, you have to become educated. You have to make sure that now you're going to the gym. You have to make sure that you invest into Pilates. Now you have to make sure that you go to yoga. Like, you have to be able to do the research. You may have to go to a nutritionist. You may have to see your doctor. You may have to be able to cut off certain foods. You maybe have to start implementing certain vitamins and nutrients and etc. You feel me? I created a 30-day consistency challenge. I want you guys to check that out, as I am plugging it in here. It'll be at the top of the screen and in the description after you watch this video, of course, or whenever you have the chance. And really check that out, because what people don't tell you about being consistent and being successful and actually receiving the things that you want is that there's a lot of responsibilities. And there's a lot of responsibilities, and I'm going to keep saying over and over and over again until it clicks. What's not clucking in my Justin Bieber voice? Hey, Justin. But you have to realize that it is a lot of responsibility that comes with what we want. But just because there's a lot of responsibilities with what we want doesn't mean that has to be difficult and hard. And that's the second thing. If what you want is so difficult and so hard, why would you want it? Like, you really need to take the time to evaluate what it is that you're asking for. So therefore, like, okay, if I want, like I said, to lose weight, am I willing to cut off certain foods? Am I willing to unbig my back? You feel me? Like, am I willing to do certain things that I'm not used to doing? Am I willing to work out for 3 hours a day, for 7 days a week, or 2 days a week? And I'm calling myself a big back, you guys. I'm not calling you that, because I'm not here to be offensive. I'm talking about myself, because I too have a big back. But anyways, you have to realize that when you want certain things, you have to be able to work with what you have. And you have to be okay with that. Like, if you feel too discouraged, if you're too worried about people judging you, and people are gonna talk about you regardless. People are going to talk about you regardless. And the only people, once again, who have the most to say about you are the peanut gallery. And at this point in these videos in 2025, and it coming to the end, or whenever you watch this, we don't worry about the peanut gallery. They're on the sideline for a reason. Let them watch, because that's all they're going to do. Nobody could stop you from wanting something, and nobody can get in the way of you receiving the things that you want. It's only up to you. Now, of course, when you're starting, this is going to be the fourth thing. What number are we on? I lost count. When you're starting something that you've never done before, it is unfamiliar. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to be able to step in unfamiliar territory, or are you going to be afraid? Now, you could be afraid in the beginning. I'll give you a second, right? Because it's unfamiliar. It's common for most people. It's not normal. Fear is not normal, right? It's common, but you have to realize that, okay, if you're afraid in the beginning, as you continue to become disciplined, as you become obedient, because we don't want to be sacrificed. People be like, oh, I sacrificed. No, we're going to be obedient, okay? When you learn to be obedient, your fears will calm down. Like, yes, you're going to go through a lot of emotions. Yes, it's going to be, new. So you have to be willing to learn, which means you have to become patient. You have to be able to be stable. You have to, like I said, realize the longevity. But if you want it, then it's not going to be as difficult. It's not going to be as challenging. Like, anytime you do something for the first time, it's unfamiliar. And that's all you have to constantly remind yourself. Like, you're uncomfortable because you're doing something and you don't know what you're doing. And honestly, you will gain a lot more confidence and respect for yourself as you continue to get better at it. Like, people have to practice in order for them to be great. Unless you've already were installed greatness, which a lot of people are not. And like I said, it's not to judge or shame anybody, but it's just like, if you don't already have that natural confidence, that is something that you have to learn over time. And even as somebody who's been confident their entire life, that is something I still have to exercise every single day. and not allow people who are not confident to get in our way. And you have to realize that when you want something, everybody has to move. I don't care who it is, because if people really want you to do well, people want you to do great, they're not going to get in the way. That's confirmation. Anybody who has a problem with me being the best version of me, you gonna go. I promise you, I will move you to the side and you're gonna stay there. And I'm gonna get to where I need to be. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. It could take me 5 years. It could take me 10 years. When you want something, you're gonna take the time. And speaking from experience, you need to be patient. Nobody wants to be patient. Nobody wants to do things for a certain amount of time. That's the truth. You have to do something for a long time. Like the most successful people that we know have taken 20, 30, 40, even 50 years or their entire lives to be great. If that's what you want, like you really have to understand, like, okay, if you have an end all goal, it's going to take years sometimes. It does not happen sometimes in a month. And if it does, that's good for you. But like I said, you have to be able to maintain what it is that you want. Like if you want a car, once you get a car, you have to make sure you have registration. Once you get a car, you have to make sure that you have insurance. Once you get a car, you have to make sure that you're able to put gas in your car. Once you get a car, you now have to make sure that you keep up with your brakes. Once you get a car, now you have to make sure that you have oil changes. Once you have a car, if you're fancy and like you're like me, you got to make sure that you get your car detailed and your car washed 2-3 times a month. This is a lifestyle. A lot of times what we want is a lifestyle. It's not something that just happens instantly. Now, if you want something that's instantly, you need to be able to determine if it's a short-term goal or if it's a long-term goal. But for a lot of people, we want things for longevity. Now, if you want something that's quick, cool. How it comes, how it goes. If not, you need to be able to pace yourself. So it's just like, feel uncomfortable, constantly express how you feel. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who are pouring into you. If not, they have to move. Who cares? It is 2025. You are only going to get older in life, and time is going to go by, and it's not going to wait for you. Don't worry about the peanut gallery. I promise you, they're not gonna be important. They were never important in the first place. And that's what you have to realize. What you want is important. It's not selfish. It's not arrogant. It's not conceited. Once again, if I want something, I'm allowed to have it as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to and I'm doing the right thing. If you want something, you're allowed to have it as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're doing the right thing. Now, like I said, if you do anything else, what you do comes with consequences. And a lot of people sometimes have to learn the hard way. But a hard head makes a soft behind. And that's all I'm going to say. If you want something, you don't have to struggle. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're getting to know people, even when you guys have differences and you guys have disagreements, you still have a level of respect for one another. You're not always going to see eye to eye with people, but in order for relationships to work, regardless if they're platonic or they're your coworkers or whatever it is, you both have to want it. It doesn't have to be difficult. Like, you guys are going to learn. Like, it requires a lot of commitment. It requires a lot of energy and a lot of effort. Now, if you don't want to put in energy, you don't want to put in effort, then say that. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be bad. You have to learn how to be honest about what you want and what you're able to do. Like, you may not have everything figured out. You may want to be in a healthy relationship and you're used to being around toxic people. You may want to, like I said, lose weight and maybe you've never been to a gym before. You don't know where to start. You have to be able to do what you can. Like, all I could do is inform, educate, and motivate and give you guys the best information. You're going to take what resonates. You're going to leave the rest. You're going to apply it. And life is going to go by. Life is going to go by. So whenever you want something, know that you're allowed to have it. Know that you don't have to struggle. Know that it does take time. It does require energy and effort. And most importantly, it's up to you. Nobody could stop you. Like, it doesn't matter how people feel towards you. Like, I'm letting you know right now. It doesn't matter at all. Like, they're really not all that in a bag of chips. And I said it because, yeah. Thank you. If you want something, you have to make sure you want it for yourself. You don't need the validation. You don't need to prove it to other people. Like, you genuinely have to want it for you. And when you really want something, you're going to do what you need to do. So thank you guys for watching the video all the way to the end. If you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know what resonated with you. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for commenting down below. Like I said, check out the playlist. It'll be somewhere earlier in the beginning at the top in the description, and follow me on all my social media platforms. You guys, I'm gonna go live because a lot of you guys have been messaging me and commenting on my TikTok. Once again, all my social media platforms are in the description box below. DM me on Instagram if I haven't responded on TikTok or I haven't gone live, as well as booking a service in the session. My website is also in the description down below. Thank you for reading your booking policies and understanding what needs to be done. But yeah, like, if you guys have any other questions, you guys, my face is breaking out and I need to fix my brow. If you guys have any other questions, comments, and concerns, let me know. But if you want something, don't think that you have to struggle. And if people want you to struggle and suffer, remove them. Like, no, nobody is obligated to do certain things for you, but if you're in a better position, if you're really stable, or if you really have it like that, if you really claim to be a certain type of person, people have no problem giving and helping. So if people are not willing to help and give, they're also not for you. Okay, love you, bye.